From sidelines to front lines, the Black Wealth Revolution. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed colleagues and fellow dreamers, welcome to a journey that will challenge everything you thought you knew about wealth creation in the Black community. Today, we're diving deep into the groundbreaking insights of Trevor Otts, a visionary whose work is reshaping the landscape of financial empowerment for Black professionals, business leaders, and entrepreneurs. Trevor Otts isn't just another talking head in the world of finance. He's a game changer, a paradigm shifter, a modern-day Robin Hood who's not stealing from the rich, but teaching the historically underserved how to build their own fortresses of wealth. His dedication to bridging wealth disparities and fostering economic independence isn't just changing lives. It's rewriting generational stories and reshaping the very fabric of our economic landscape. Now, I know what you're thinking. Great, another talk about money. Cue the yawns and the polite applause. But hold on to your seats, because this isn't your grandmother's financial advice seminar. We're about to embark on a roller coaster ride through the thrilling world of retail investing, community-based solutions, and innovative wealth-building strategies that would make even the most seasoned Wall Street tycoon sit up and take notice. Let's start with a truth bomb. The traditional pathways to wealth have often been as welcoming to Black entrepreneurs as a vegetarian at a barbecue competition. But here's the kicker. We're not waiting for an invitation anymore. We're crashing the party, and we're bringing our own secret sauce. Enter the world of retail investing, the great equalizer in the financial playground. Imagine a world where you don't need a trust fund or a fancy Ivy League degree to play the stock market game. A world where your spare change can turn into a golden ticket to financial freedom. Sounds like fantasy, right? Well, pinch yourself, because this is our new reality. The U.S. Black Chamber, USBC, dropped a report that's got everyone talking. It turns out that retail investing is doing more for individual investors from underserved communities than years of well-meaning but often misguided policies. We're talking about platforms like Robinhood and Acorns that are basically the financial equivalent of giving everyone a seat at the cool kids table. Now, I know what you're thinking. Stocks, bonds, that sounds about as exciting as watching paint dry. But hear me out. These platforms are not your grandfather's dusty old stock certificates. They're sleek, they're user-friendly, and they come with more educational resources than a library during finals week. And the best part? You can buy fractional shares. That's right. You can own a piece of Amazon without having to sell your kidney on the black market. But here's where it gets really interesting. Young Black professionals are jumping on this bandwagon faster than you can say compound interest. And the projections, they're showing that even modest increases in stock ownership could narrow racial wealth gaps over time. We're not talking about closing the gap in centuries. We're talking about real, tangible change in our lifetimes. Now let's pause for a moment and really let that sink in. We're not just talking about making a few extra bucks here and there. We're talking about rewriting the entire narrative of generational wealth in the Black community. We're talking about turning the tide on centuries of economic disparity, and we're doing it with our smartphones and our spare change. But wait, there's more. I know I sound like an infomercial, but trust me, this is better than any set of steak knives you've ever been offered. Let's talk about collective financial literacy. Now, I know financial literacy sounds about as exciting as a root canal, but stick with me here. This isn't just about learning to balance a checkbook or clip coupons. This is about arming our communities with the knowledge to participate in the stock market, to understand the power of compound interest, to see opportunities where others see obstacles. Imagine a world where financial education is as common in our communities as learning to ride a bike, where mentorship programs are sprouting up faster than weeds in a neglected garden. This isn't just about individual success. It's about lifting entire communities. It's about creating a ripple effect of economic empowerment that can change the face of our neighborhoods, our cities, and ultimately our nation. But here's the real kicker. We're not stopping at traditional models. Oh no, we're thinking bigger, bolder, and more innovative than ever before. We're shifting away from the old, tired funding models that have left so many of us out in the cold. Instead, we're embracing community-based solutions that are tailor-made for our unique challenges and opportunities. Take McKinsey's Next 1B initiative, for example. This isn't your run-of-the-mill business incubator. This is a powerhouse program designed specifically to support emerging billion-dollar brands led by Black founders. Yes, you heard that right. Billion with a B. We're not playing small ball here, folks. We're swinging for the fences. Now, I know what you're thinking. Billion-dollar brands? That's great for the unicorns, but what about the rest of us? Well, hold on to your hats, because this is where it gets really exciting. The Next 1B initiative isn't just about creating a few superstar companies. It's about creating a whole ecosystem of success. These strategic partnerships are providing resources that are worth their weight in gold, marketing insights that would make Don Draper jealous, growth frameworks that could turn a lemonade stand into a Fortune 500 company, and peer networks that are more valuable than a black card with no spending limit. And the results? They're nothing short of spectacular. We're seeing participants achieve revenue growth milestones that would make even the most jaded venture capitalist's jaw drop. But here's the real beauty of it all. This model isn't just about individual success. It's about creating scalable approaches that can lift entire industries. Imagine a world where Black-owned businesses aren't just surviving, but thriving. A world where our entrepreneurs aren't just participants in the economy, but leaders shaping its future. That's the world we're building, one innovative strategy at a time. But let's be real for a moment. This journey isn't all sunshine and roses. We've faced our fair share of challenges, setbacks, and moments where it felt like the whole world was conspiring against us. Take, for example, the recent policy shifts that saw federal support programs like the Minority Business Development Agency, MBDA, lose funding. For many Black-owned businesses, this was like having the rug pulled out from under them, just as they were learning to dance. Firms that had been relying on these government-backed grants and mentorship programs suddenly found themselves adrift. Their scaling plans disrupted, their futures uncertain. But here's where the true spirit of Black entrepreneurship shines through. In the face of these challenges, we didn't fold. We didn't give up. Instead, we got creative. We got resilient. We got innovative. Take Dover Staffing, for example. When the federal support they had been counting on disappeared, they didn't throw in the towel. Instead, they pivoted, embracing alternative mentoring initiatives and finding new ways to thrive. It's a testament to the indomitable spirit of Black entrepreneurs. When one door closes, we don't just find another door. We build a whole new house. This resilience, this ability to adapt and overcome is what sets us apart. It's what's driving us forward. even in the face of systemic barriers and historical inequities. We're not just surviving, we're thriving, and we're doing it on our own terms. Now, I can see some of you shifting uncomfortably in your seats. Maybe you're thinking, this all sounds great, but is it really possible? Can we really change centuries of economic disparity? And to that, I say, not only is it possible, it's already happening. Every day, Black entrepreneurs are out there hustling, innovating, and building wealth, not just for themselves, but for their communities. They're leveraging technology, embracing new financial tools, and creating support networks that are changing the game. We're seeing Black-owned businesses spring up in industries where we were once underrepresented. We're seeing young Black professionals become savvy investors, building wealth for themselves and future generations. We're seeing community initiatives that are providing the education, mentorship, and support needed to foster economic empowerment on a grand scale. But here's the thing. This isn't just about making money. It's about so much more than that. It's about creating generational wealth that can transform families and communities. It's about building economic power that translates into political influence and social change. It's about rewriting the narrative of what it means to be Black in America. For too long, our story has been one of economic struggle and disparity. But we're flipping that script. We're showing the world that Black entrepreneurship isn't just about survival. It's about innovation, creativity, and leadership. We're proving that when given access to the right tools and knowledge, there's no limit to what we can achieve. And let me tell you, the world is starting to take notice. We're not just participants in the economy anymore. We're shaping it. We're influencing trends, driving innovation, and creating new markets. We're not just following the rules of the game, we're rewriting them. But here's the most exciting part. We're just getting started. The strategies and initiatives we've talked about today are just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more potential waiting to be unlocked, so many more barriers to be broken, so many more success stories waiting to be written. And that's where you come in. Yes, you. Whether you're a seasoned entrepreneur or someone who's just starting to think about building wealth, you have a role to play in this revolution. Maybe it's starting that business you've been dreaming about. Maybe it's learning about investing and taking those first steps into the stock market. Maybe it's mentoring young people in your community, sharing your knowledge and experience. Whatever it is, know this. Your actions matter. Your success isn't just about you. It's about your family, your community, and generations yet to come. Every step you take towards financial empowerment is a step towards a more equitable, more prosperous future for all of us. So I challenge you today. Take what you've learned here and put it into action. Start that business, make that investment, seek out that mentorship. Be the change you want to see in the world of Black entrepreneurship and wealth creation. Because here's the truth. The future of Black wealth isn't something that's going to be handed to us. It's something we're going to build with our own hands, our own minds, and our own determination. And when we do, we won't just be changing our own lives. We'll be changing the world. Now, as we come to the close of our time together, I want you to imagine something with me. Imagine a future where the color of your skin doesn't determine the size of your bank account. A future where Black-owned businesses are thriving in every sector, from tech startups to Fortune 500 companies. A future where financial literacy is as fundamental to our education as reading and writing. This future isn't a pipe dream. It's not a fantasy. It's a reality that we have the power to create right here, right now. But it won't happen by itself. It won't happen if we sit back and wait for someone else to do the work. It will only happen if we, each and every one of us, decide to take action. So here's my challenge to you, my call to action, my rallying cry. First, educate yourself. Learn about investing, about financial planning, about building and scaling businesses. The information is out there, and it's more accessible than ever before. Make a commitment to spend at least 1 hour a week learning about finance and wealth creation. Second, start investing, even if it's just a few dollars a week. Remember, it's not about how much you start with. It's about starting. Open that investment account, buy that fractional share, take that first step. Third, share your knowledge. Teach your children about money. Talk to your friends about investing. Mentor a young entrepreneur in your community, because when we lift each other up, we all rise. Fourth, support Black-owned businesses, not just with your words, but with your dollars. Seek them out, promote them, help them grow, because every successful Black business is a beacon of hope and a source of inspiration for the next generation of entrepreneurs. And finally, dream big. Don't let anyone tell you what you can't achieve. Don't let the limitations of the past define the possibilities of your future, because you are part of a revolution that's rewriting the rules of wealth creation, a revolution that's changing the face of entrepreneurship, a revolution that's building a more equitable, more prosperous future for all of us. Remember, every great movement in history started with a small group of people who dared to imagine a different world. Well, this is our moment. This is our time to imagine, to create, to build. So let's get to work. Let's build businesses that change industries. Let's create wealth that spans generations. Let's write a new chapter in the story of Black economic empowerment. Because when we do, we won't just be changing our own lives, we'll be changing the world. And that, my friends, is a revolution worth fighting for. Thank you.